Kí n lọ lo change kékeré tó kù lọ́wọ́ mi.
Okay, so are you okay? Good. I see I am now.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
You know, yes. Good evening, ma. Please, before you continue, ma, everyone, can you please do us a favor by not unmuting your mic? I just heard someone unmute their mic recently. Please let us mute our mic so that we can have a smooth recording. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So I'm just going to mute all, and I will only at this point allow Hills on Tech to be unmuted, just so that. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so I've muted all just as a precautionary. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to have you all here. It's nice to facilitate this process for this group that is so dear to my heart. My fellow techies, tech has been my first and all-time love. Yes, I am diversifying, but even in a tech-enabled space. So without much ado, I'm just going to go into the session. I don't want to call it a course. It's not a course. This is a practical session. It's a life lesson. And I hope that at the end of this, it's something that you would imbibe regularly, periodically. Just to give a little background, my name is Okafor. Well, I guess my Zoom background says who I am and what I do. I'm an IT professional. I use the word IT professional because I've done quite a lot. I've done business analyst roles. I've done core hardware, which is where I still am. I'm the manager for a data center, for a national data center infrastructure team. I've done data. I've done pretty much the length and breadth of IT in its different forms. The only place I would say I'm not 100% confident is networking. That's not my area. But in this phase of my life, I felt it was time to start to give back to the world. And so I'm now a digital parenting coach. I help parents to parent confidently in the digital space so that they're able to guide their children to know what to do and what not to do. And in the course of doing all of this, I had severe burnout, which is why I'm passionate about things like these kind of courses, vision boarding, wholeness. And in seeking my solution, I stumbled on the wholeness school, and that did a lot for me. And I was so impacted, I decided to also go back and certify as a coach myself. So now I'm a certified wholeness coach, so that I can bridge the gap between the program in the US and a lot of our African ladies who sorely need this capacity. So that's who I am. That's why I'm the one facilitating. That's why I volunteer to do this. So we'll go in quickly. Now, I don't have slides for you, and that's intentional. I don't want to come here and lecture what are goals, why do you need to have vision boarding. If you're here, I assume you have an idea of what a vision board is. Maybe what is happening is the mental block of how do I get from, yes, I know what a vision board is, to having my own vision board, because it can be quite intimidating. But I'll tell you something. If you follow attentively to the resource that I'm going to share with you all, and you do what I say, you will love vision boarding, and you would love goal setting, and you would love to do it over and over again. Now, first rule of goal setting, vision boarding. There is no specific time. Yes, the typical, okay, first of all, just so that I know everybody is with me, can I have some emojis if you are following? Or can I have responses in the chat? Just so that I know that everyone is following me. Great. So, first things first. How many of us know, if you know what a vision board is, just give us a thumbs up that you know what vision boards are. Yep, yeah, okay. So do we know, you have an idea? Okay, I love that. If you don't know, please say no. If you know, say yes or give us a thumbs up. I'm just trying to gauge the level of expertise here. Okay, great. I see no. I have an idea. I see thumbs up. Any other responses? Maybe don't know. Yeah. Okay. So in simple terms, right, a vision board is a picture of where you see yourself sometime in the future. But it's not that you're going to, of course, you can't predict the future, right? So how do you see a picture of where you see yourself sometime in the future? You dream about it. And not dream in the sense that you close your eyes, sleep, and then you come and start writing your dreams. No. It's more like, okay, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, I want to be able to do A, B, C, D, E. Now, it's one thing to say, I want to do this. It's another thing to say, I want to do this in a realistic manner. Let me give you an example. I just said now that networking is not my core, right? So I'm not going to wake up and say, I want to be the networking manager of a global IT firm next year. I could say it. That means that the whole of this year, I'm going to learn a lot of networking. I'm going to try and get a job in networking, but I don't know how I'm going to manage getting the experience, enough experience to be able to lead a team. Do you understand? So saying I want to do it next year might be a bit ambitious. But if I say I want to achieve that in 5 years' time, now we're talking. So part of things that could go on my vision board is network administrator. Now, why are vision boards? What's the hype about vision board? What's everybody likes? It's that they inspire you. They keep you motivated. You draw strength from it. And I will tell you this from a personal experience. I've been setting my annual goals very religiously since 2017. Last year was the only year that I wasn't very explicit in my goals. I set the goals, but I didn't set them very explicitly. And there was a reason for that. But I was able to recover, but I didn't achieve all the things or most of the things I set out to do. I achieved different sets of goals. But in 2021, I was introduced, I've always known about vision boards, but I was introduced into vision boarding with respect to goal setting and achieving goals and overcoming challenges. So it became an active thing in my life in 2021. And I can tell you this, if you do it right, if you put it there, if you put your heart into goals, the goals you set and the visions you set, you will be shocked at the amount of goals that you crush. You will be shocked at the amount of focus you will have. You will be shocked at how much awareness you have about your time and your resources. In fact, let me make you laugh. When I did my vision board in 2021, I ended up doing my vision board 3 times that year. Why? Because as I was going through this wholeness exercise, as I was growing, I realized that, oh, this is not my priority anymore. Oh, I can do more than this. Oh, this vision is not big enough. So imagine you're climbing Mount Everest, right? You are on a small stone. What you can see in front of you is a very huge mountain. You can only see the obstacle. You can't see other things. Your vision is very minimal. But if you climb a bit higher, you can now see better things around the corner. Okay, there's a small pathway here. I can pass this. And so the higher you climb, the bigger your view. And guess what? The higher you grow, the higher you develop yourself, the bigger your vision becomes, which is why someone like Elon Musk can wake up one morning and say, I want to go to the moon. I'm sure when we hear things like that, we're wondering, is he drinking the same water we are drinking? Yes, he is. But his growth is, he's been growing in personal development, mental development. And so as he grows, as he elevates, he sees bigger visions. He strives for more. So that's the introduction to vision boarding. I don't know if you have questions, please feel free to use the chat room. I want this to be as interactive and as engaging as possible. If you have questions, you have comments, just be putting it in there. Now that we more or less know what vision boards are and how they help us, how do we start? Do we just wake up one morning, get cardboard, and start putting pictures on it? Well, you can do that, but I'll tell you something, you might not be very good. You might not get the results you're looking for. Vision boarding starts with, I remember I said it's about putting your dreams on the paper, putting your vision. That means you need to have a vision. For you to have a vision, that means you need to have a dream. So I'm going to make this easy for us. I'm going to share a workbook. I'll put the link to the workbook so that you can download it if you want. But I'm also going to use that in this session so that we are working together. So once you can see my link, just let me know. It's in the chat box. So once you click on it, it will ask for your name and your email address, and you'll be able to download the workbook. If you want to be able to use the workbook in an editable form, please download it onto a PDF reader, and you'll be able to type directly into it. So please, can I have comments or emojis in the chat box if you've seen the link while I go about sharing it? Okay, great. Great, great, great. Okay, so just 1 second. So can you see the workbook? If you can, please let me know. Sorry, rearranging my screen. You know how it is once you share, it kind of distorts all your stuff. Okay, so yes, you can see. Great, 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 great. So Elevate You is my brand for things like about wholeness, elevated living, and all of that. And after I had done my goal setting for quite a bit, I decided it was time to document it so that others could learn from it. And this is the result, this book. So let's start. The secret of getting ahead is to get started. Now, a table I want to break today, right? What should you look out for? You should look out for an email. It's an email from, just 1 second, let me confirm. So, okay, just a second, please. Challenges of a techie. You have so many emails. Okay, I'm almost there. You should see an email from Okafor, right? So it should come from ok4coaching@gmail.com. And that's what should give you the link to download the same workbook, the exact same workbook that I'm using here. So I said, okay, great, you've seen it. For those who haven't seen it, check your spam. Yes, because if you've not received an email from me before, it might just send you to spam. Now, most of us do goal setting at the end of the year or at the beginning of the new year. Oh, and it's that new year thing. Oh, I want to start fresh. That's fine. But even if you don't get to start fresh, even people say that when you wake up is your morning. So guess what? You can start your goals in June, in May, even in September. It doesn't matter. And you can put any timeline you want, right? So how many of us have set how many of us have set resolutions for this year? Can I see that in the chat box? Can you hear me? Okay, great, Jumoke, well done. Well done, Bolanli. Don't worry if you haven't set it, that's part of why we're here. I typically set mine in January, so we're still in January. It doesn't matter. The secret of getting ahead is to get started. If you get started today, you get started tomorrow, it is fine. Who else? How many of us? I'm not getting engagement in the group. I know we have over 30 participants, almost 40. So please, I'd love this to be interactive. Not yet. That's fine. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Perhaps when we go through this goal setting book, it would be able to help you make the right goals. And for those who set their goals, there's nothing stopping you also from updating them. So let's dive in. Now, quick one before we go into goal setting. Remember, I did say I'm a wholeness coach. So one of the things that many of us do is that Falashade, you said you have it in your head, you're yet to document it. You're going to see here that when you document your goals, you have 42, you've increased your chance of achieving them by 42%. So you want to really get a piece of paper and put those goals down, or a book so that it stays. Now, I am a wholeness coach, right? And so why this is important, why wholeness, what is wholeness about, is to ensure that we don't get fixated on just one aspect of our life to the detriment of the other. Many of us check it. I remember when we had quite an extensive session in the WhatsApp group and we're talking about burnout and how we're triggered by this and triggered by that. Those are some of the symptoms of an imbalanced life. And this is not a judgmental statement, it's just what it is. We need to be able to balance. Nobody is going to be able to balance everything all at once. They say, oh, women can have it all. Well, I say a woman can have it all, but she can't have it all the time. So sometimes you will focus on a certain priority, but the others, even though they may not be your focus, they can't fall off the wagon. And so if you want to remember areas that you should focus on, this is a good wheel to help you remember. Who are the significant others in your life? People that are important. What's the state of your health? What's the state of your self-image? Because guess what? Whether or not you're curating your image, your brand, your personal outlook, if you don't do it, the world will do it for you. So why not take charge of it? How do you work? What do you do in terms of work? How do you contribute to the world? What are your volunteering activities, your neighborhood activities? That's under work and contribution. What kinds of friends do you have? How are your friendships? And people are going to be wondering, friendship again, on top of goal setting, on top of wholeness. Why? Because especially for we women, our friendship feed our souls. They give us energy. Your family cannot be your be all. We're not built as human beings, we're not built to go life alone. And so it is important to curate the right kind of friends. I'm sure you've heard the saying that you are as good as the 5 people closest to you. So think about those 5 people that you call often, you talk to, you confide in. Do you respect them? Do you look up to them? How do you envision? If you're not sure you really like what or who they are, what they stand for or who they are, then you might want to start to look at your friendships deeply. And that's not to say that you won't talk to people anymore. No, that means you will just actively curate and feed the friendships that you need in this season so that you can all grow together. So it's important to look into your friendship. Your environment. What is my environment? What does it have to do with all this matter? A a peaceful mind starts with a peaceful space. If your environment is not welcoming, if you come home and there's chaos in your house, you cannot rest. If you're in the office and your space is not tidy, you will not be as organized as you need to be. So those things matter. Those things matter. And so we should set plans for them. Your family, of course, whether married or not married, family matters. And then there's something I add, which is unique to me, which is your digital wholesomeness. Because we're in the 21st century, right? We are doing this with a Zoom platform. That means everybody's logged in, everybody's using tech. But the challenge is that sometimes, especially for we techies, we can overdo it. So we need to be monitoring how many hours of tech am I using in a day. And before you come for me and tell me your job is tech, your job is tech, my job is also tech. So that means by default, we already have a baseline number of hours that we're engaging with tech. What that simply means is that you have to even be more intentional about your social usage of tech. It means that whatever time you have outside of work that requires tech, let it be quality. I did not say you shouldn't go to social media. I didn't say you shouldn't use tech at all. No. But for me, for example, I have a 30-minute timer on Instagram. I have an active Instagram page. I schedule a lot of things so that it's there. When I'm less busy, I put stuff, I schedule it in. So once I'm on Instagram, I'm either engaging with content I've already put there or content that is wholesome to me. And that way, I'm very intentional about how much time I'm spending. I don't even go to Instagram every day, but my presence is there. I'm active. Sometimes it's just 5 minutes just to engage and I'm out. So we need to be intentional about that so that we're not burnt out. So please take note of this wheel as we progress to the next thing, which is, and don't worry, we're getting to the vision board inside. You will soon see how it all ties in. So remember I said we should dream, right? For you to have a good vision, we should dream. If you remember when I said that, please, I want some reactions in the emojis, in the chat box. Do you remember me saying we should dream? Do you have a vision for yourself? Do you see yourself? How do you see yourself 5, 10 years from now? Does anybody want to share their vision for themselves? Okay, great. You remember. Great, great, great. Great. Oh. Okay. So, guys, sit down. I wish you guys are even putting your cameras on so that we can, because I really would love to see everyone. Just 1 second. Now, imagine you are 70. It's your 70th birthday, or they are giving you some honorarium or something, right? Just imagine that. And they're reading your bio. Oh, this is if your Okafor. She started her career as this. She's a wife, she's a mom, she's a philanthropist, she sits on several boards, she does this, she does that. And you're sitting down there in your outfit. Even think of the outfit you're wearing. Think of the perfume you used that day. Think of your jewelry. Think of the food that is in front of you. Right? Are we connecting? If you're connecting with this dream, please just put some emoji, whether it's a fire emoji, whether it's I want connections in the group. If we are not connecting, I'm not moving forward. Yes. If you're feeling this dream, please let me know. You are strong, you are dancing, you are not using walking stick, your grandchildren are around you, if that's your thing, or you are a hot mama who's in the latest outfit. So you just came back from a trip to Paris, shopping trip for this party, right? And they are reading all your citations. So my question is, what would you want that day to be like? What would you want them to read out about you? what would you want to have said that you have done in this life? Like, is it your family? So I'll give you an example, and I'll get personal here. My dream at 70, I want to be the matriarch of my family. I want to be a great grandma by that time, maybe a young grandma. I want to be able to, my home will be the melting pot of everybody because I'm a people person. I want my grandchildren to come from uni and come and stop in grandma's house to do their laundry. I want us to have Sunday lunches together for those who are available. Those who want to zoom in will zoom in. Those are my family dreams. Who is resonating with this dream? Who is feeling the dream? Joan, I love your emoji. Hot mama. Thank you, Stella. And so, if I want my children to come in every Sunday for lunch, my grandchildren, it means I have to work on having a house that is big enough to accommodate a number of, if not everybody, significant number. Abby, I need to be able to afford to cook good, big lunches regularly. I need to have a good relationship with my children so that their children will have a relationship with me. This is where I'm going. So that means I have to have certain goals today. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Sorry, guys, apologies for that. I have a bit of a flu, so sometimes it gets in my throat. But you see where I'm coming from? I'm dreaming that my grandchildren, my children, they are going to be coming in and out. They're going to be having family get-togethers. I need to be able to fund it. I need to have a good relationship with my children. So what am I doing today to ensure that that will be a reality? Already, you see that my relationship with my children, do we have the habit of already having lunches or meals together, whether daily, weekly, monthly? Do we have the habit? If we don't have it now, at what point am I going to have time to have it to be able to build that rapport? I have someone who's in year 12 now, so very soon she'll be out of the house on her way to university. What have I done? What is my relationship with her? What's her family background that will make her want to leave her university friends and come and have meals with us and come home, want to come home? So you see how it's already affecting my goals for today. My intimacy dreams. I want to be able to take vacations with my husband, go on cruises, enjoy ourselves. That means our marriage must be healthy and work even at that point. That means we must both be alive and strong. You see how it all ties in? You see, and that's why next you have your health. I don't want to be anybody's burden. I want to be able to be a strong grandma. I want to be glam like that emoji that Stella put. Was it Stella who put that funky emoji with the gray glamorous grandma? You know, that's how I want to look. Oh, Joe, I'm sorry. I want to look very glamorous. You know, there are some women we know that once they just step out and they say they are 70, you're like, where is this 70 from? So it didn't start from they didn't start it when they were 60 or when they were 65. They probably started it much earlier. I want to be an exactly Moa Budu, right? She's 60 now, and she's been on this journey for at least 2-3 decades, if not more. She started out as a model, right? Does that mean that for the rest of us that are just sharing this journey at our 50s, there's no hope? No. Anything you start today is better than if you didn't do anything at all. So you need to really be intentional. How do you want this to work? Right? My self-image. Oh, I want to be known as a thought leader in I tech policy for families. I want to be able to speak internationally about digital wholeness. I want to be able to change the face of work and organizational culture, to be able to embrace wholesomeness from a tech perspective. That's the image I want for myself. What am I doing about it today so that I curate? Now, guess what? I might start on this journey and say that's what I want to do and be known for. And then as I continue, 5 years from now, just realize that this is a small thing, Jared, done and dusted. I want to divert into owning the biggest tech company in the world. That's the beauty of having goals and visions. As you conquer them, as you achieve them, your view becomes bigger. Your dream for yourself becomes bigger. Your vision becomes bigger. I know a lady whose vision board, and I'm not exaggerating right now, her vision board is 6 feet tall. No jokes. Like every single thing you can think of. She's one of my coaches. It's on the wall in their house. She has a huge vision board. Why? Because she's been vision boarding for years. And as she's achieving them, she's realizing I can do more. And let me just give you guys some small tension. This person we're talking about has 8 children. 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she still has time to achieve plenty things. And she's not yet up to 60. And she's a white woman. So that we don't assume that it's our African people that we like to go. This is a white woman. So I'm just trying to put out there, there's a lot of in this life as long as you start in it. What I've done is I've given you as to, even if it's one dream right in each of these corners, guess what? Your life will be full, right? Work and contribution. I'm sure many of us, when we think of vision boarding, this is where our vision board is. I want to be a data analyst. I want to earn a 6-figure USD job, remote. I want to land a 6-figure USD remote job. I want to be in the C-suite office. Put it all there. Put it all there. If the space is not enough, right by the corner, right? But the point is, have it in front of you. You can always change it. You can always edit it as you go along. We've talked about friends. So now that I've talked about friends, visiting your friends, one of my visions for this year, is to go on a vacation with my friends, my close friends. Some people do it regularly. Well, my friends and I have been busy having children, living our life, working hard, and now we're now more intentional about self-care. And so going on vacation together is a goal for us this year, right? What are your world dreams? In Nigeria of today, I don't even have a job. You are telling me to look for my wealth dreams. Guess what? So in 2022, when Nigeria was going crazy and the dollar was going crazy, I set my goal at the beginning of the year. I set my wealth goals and I put it in one corner. When dollar went crazy, I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not touching this. Eventually, at the end of the year, I went back to assess myself. And when I saw financial goals, I was like, hey, God help me. And when I assessed what I put down and I assessed what I had achieved, I had exceeded the goals. Even me, myself, I was shocked. And that's when you do things like this regularly. You form good habits, such that even when you don't have certain things set before you, you're still doing what you're used to. I have certain financial habits. When I'm not using funds, I'm moving them into dollar. 2022 was when I actively started earning my business, right? And there were a lot of challenges. So I didn't think I had earned enough. But I earned. And I was able to meet up with certain goals. I was able to save. Now, this is not to say that I'm dismissing those who are, still maybe job hunting or have a lot of finances, but I'll give you something. If you go to the market, more often than not, the market woman, almost every market woman is doing her job. That means from her 1,000 or her 5,000 that she's earning every day, she's probably putting away 100 naira, 200 naira. It might look like it doesn't matter, right? Guess what? Saving, investing is a muscle. It's not a skill, it's a muscle. If I tell you now, how many of us tithe? Many people have been tithing maybe since they were children, since they were in uni. Once they earn anything, they remove the 10% automatically from their brain. How about we remove 20% and use the other 10% to invest in your future? Because guess what? As long as you're earning from 9 to 5, I'm a 9 to 5 worker. The reason I had to start diversifying to business is because I want to live a certain lifestyle that I've identified based on years of setting my goals, having my vision. And I've realized that if I stay in 9 to 5, I will not be able to live the life I want. And my salary is decent. It's very decent. So it's not just money. There's a stage you're going to get to in life and you're going to want more. And you want it on your own terms. So if you don't start saving and investing today, even if it is 500 naira a day, right? The way you save 500 naira a day when you have 5,000 is the same way you will save 1 million when you have 10 million. It's the same muscle. It is the exact same muscle. So please, if you haven't started that, you really want to get on that. And then your environment dreams. Right now, I'm talking to you from my office in the house. And that's because last year, early 2020, no, December 2023, I had put it on my 2023 goals to create a space at home for working. If I was going to be doing my business from home, then I needed a tidy mind. And one day, I've been wondering, how will I do this? How will I afford this? And one day, one of my accountability partners said, look, whatever money you earn from one client, why don't you dedicate it to setting up this office? And as soon as she said it, she said, call it a business expense. As soon as she said it, I was like, oh my goodness, why didn't I think about these things? And within 2 weeks, I had an office in my home. It's not anything fancy, trust me. If I could do my video, you will see that it's a table, a chair, and a shelf. But I've decorated it so nicely. I put one of the old couches there so that when I'm tired, and it makes me so productive in my business. I could see the impact in this year's revenue, right? So your space is important. Now that you've dreamt all these dreams, remember what we said, 70, what's your house going to look like? Is it going to be by the lake? For you to have a house by the lake, you have to have money. So you see, you have to have wealth dreams. Are you going to be having people coming and cleaning? You've done all that dreaming, right? We didn't dream about tech goals, right? Why? Because you're not supposed to be dreaming about tech goals unless you're in a tech industry. Not unless you are working in tech, unless you are the owner of a business, in which case you're looking at it from your business goal. Tech use is not something to work towards. It is just something to assess, to monitor as you go along. Now we finish dreaming, then you're going to assess yourself. So after we've dreamt, we now need to sit down and say, okay, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to go, and this is where I am. We need to know where you are in each of those areas. And then we're going to now start working towards getting there. And so you sit down. If you had a goals last year, then you look at those goals. Did you achieve them? Were they big goals? Were you able to get there? And like I said, did you know that writing down your goals increases your chance of meeting them by 42%? So please write your goals down. Then take this assessment. This will help you also think clearer, bigger. Simple questions. Rate yourself from 1 to 5. There's no score. There's no total. This is just you assessing yourself in the privacy of your house or wherever you are. Do I maintain open and healthy communication with my family members? Am I contributing positively? Just ask the questions. And when you answer them, you will know how you feel about the different aspects of your life. And then that will spur you to now decide what is your vision for the season. See, we are getting now to vision boarding. Why do you have to have a vision for the season? Because if you don't have what you are looking towards, if you don't have, okay, We all know how cars are, right? You have a big windscreen in front. You have small side mirrors. You have windows by the side. Why is the windscreen so big? So that you can see what's in front of you clearly. That's what a vision does for you. If you have that vision written down, right? It will yeah, the level of focus. When they are showing your best program on TV, if you're a TV person, you'll be like, you know what? I can see this for today. I will watch it tomorrow. I need to focus on this thing. It gives you plenty of focus. And so, how do you write a vision? Very simple. 31st of December 2025. You are sitting with your girls, with your family, and you are talking about 2025 was an amazing year. It was a fantastic year. Eh? I was able to earn this amount of money. I was able to get that job I've been gunning for. I was able to get my family to go and hang out with this. I was able to see all these things I'm saying. Just put it down on paper. That's your vision. No plenty drama. That is your vision. It doesn't have to be tidy. It doesn't have to be in sweet, plenty English. Just write, if 2025, you want to describe 2025 as your best year ever to date, what would it take for it to be your best year ever to date? Write it down. Now, the only caveat I will say is, don't go and write what you know you are not going to be able to achieve. Don't go and start writing that you want to have a house in America when you are still paying rent in Nigeria. You are setting yourself up for heartache. You're setting yourself up for heartache. What can you really do in those different areas of your life? It should be realistic. Yes, Stella, it should be realistic. So I want everybody to put one thing down in the chat that will make their 2025 amazing. I didn't say you should put all your vision, just one thing. Mention one thing. Is it that job? Is it that you want to have a baby? You want to find your husband? You want to jackpot? You want to start a course? What is that dream that will make 2025 a beautiful year? Let's go. Until I see things in the chat box. Group trip to Thailand. I love it. Do you know how much it costs? Do you know how much the ticket costs? Do you know how much? Do you know the hotel you want to stay in? Let's do that. What's the dividing line between realistic and perpetuating self-limiting belief based on one's current state? I love this question, M. So, being realistic and perpetuating limiting beliefs. Now, that leads me to something we call stretch dreams and impossible dreams. Your normal dream is, oh, I want to lose 5 kilos this year, right? Almost anybody can lose 5 kilos in a year unless you have a serious medical condition. You just need to be disciplined. A stretch dream is, oh, I want to lose 20 kilos this year. That means, plus diet, plus exercise, you have to be very disciplined. You have to keep pushing at it constantly. It's possible, but it's gonna stretch you. Your big, audacious, impossible dream is, I want to lose 30 kilos and be like that and maintain it. Do you see the difference? An impossible dream is, I want to lose 30 kilos next month. Don't make sense. And if you're already asking the question about limiting beliefs, it means that you already know those things that you should push yourself a bit. This is a habit you are trying to form, to set goals, to set visions, to stretch yourself. So, and I use this example, I always have a rubber band by my side when I'm saying it. You see this rubber band? This is you today. We're trying to stretch you a little so that tomorrow this is you, right? And from here, you'll be able to stretch further. Now, if I stretch this rubber band just like this, at a point, it will just cut, right? But if I do it gently, see, even from stretching it, it has already expanded a bit. If I do it like this, I do it like this, maybe every 1 hour I'm doing it like this. After some point, it will really stretch, but it will not break. So you need to really be able to stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself with what you can do comfortably as you go to what will scare you. Okay, Cynthia, I see your hand up. Let me see if I can. Yeah, unmute yourself and talk, please. I'm
Okay.
loving all the dreams, by the way.
All right. Good evening. Thank you so much for this great class. So my question is, how do you factor in dreams that you have, but you are not totally in control of it? You use an example of like, oh, being a grandma at with your kids in your house and
Mhm.
whatnot. Or maybe someone's dream is even getting a job or gaining financial independence. You can set like you can have breakdowns of everything that you intend to do, maybe like apply for 10 jobs in a day or so when you have that vision board and then you have it broken down into smaller bits of what you should do to achieve those goals, how do you factor in the fact that despite everything you do, you just may not be able to? Maybe life just happens and you never just meet those goals. Like there are people that apply for jobs and at the end of the day, they just never get it. So how do you factor that in? Because I liked it when you said, don't put goals that you cannot act that you cannot achieve. So I just wanted to ask that question.
I love this question. So I'm going to answer it from a scientific, a spiritual, and a psychological perspective. It's amazing that these three perspectives say the same thing, but they just say it in different ways. So let me start from the spiritual. God said, write your visions and make it clear, right? We know that when we ask for certain things, they will be done. The problem is more often than not, we're not asking, or we don't even know what we want. We've not sat down to really think it through. So from a spiritual perspective, put down what you want, trust me, to come, especially if it is in your interest. I will still touch about if it doesn't come. Don't worry, it's a holistic answer. From a psychological point of view, and that's where vision boards come in. My own vision board, so I sleep on my side like this. Once I open my eye there, I see a wall. On that wall is where my vision board is. So even the day I wake up and I'm tired, today was a very busy day for me. It was mentally tasking as well. But I didn't want to miss this because I have set a goal to speak more in certain circles. And this is one of such circles. And so when there was a question about people volunteering to talk about vision boarding, I immediately put it there. I knew my schedule was tight, but I took it because it's one of my goals. Your vision board, right? It helps you dig deep. Even when it's things you think you can't do, even the things that you are not in control of, you will find ways around it. And I'm saying this, I'm not saying this from an aspire to perspire perspective. I'm saying this from things that happened to me. The number of things that I achieved last year, some of them were not even in my radar last year. Some of them were not even in my radar at all. But when the thing about setting a vision, and now I'm going into the scientific part, there's something called your reticular activator in your brain, right? And it's like your mental seed. It helps you. So if you look around in the room, if everybody, wherever you are, just look around where you are, you realize that your brain is not taking in every image you see immediately. Maybe the little piece of paper on the floor, on the table, the paint. If your brain is processing all that information all the time, you will be mentally exhausted fast. So what does the brain do? You are listening to Zoom. So it's focusing on the screen, your ears are focusing on what I'm saying, and the other things are kind of muted in the background, right? Why is that important? Let's say your goal this year is to buy a purple Jeep. Purple Jeep sounds very strange, I think. Just say you want to buy purple Jeep and start researching purple Jeep. I bet you within the next 2 to 3 months, you will see purple Jeep on the road. How many people has that happened to? Where you said you wanted to do something strange and you think like, it's very strange. And the next thing you start seeing that thing, right? It's your reticular activator because you've told your brain that this is the goal, this is what I want to do. You start actually working on it. The brain starts priming itself. Purple, purple, where's purple? Where's purple? Where's the Jeep that's purple? It's like a radar. That's what your reticular activator does. So when you have a vision board that constantly reminds you of the things you want to do, and you reinforce that with your action, your goals, your actionable steps, what is going to happen is opportunities that you would not even have noticed before you will suddenly start seeing them as if if they are on a billboard. And that's what happens. So you will put the goals down that's how will I put it? You put it as your vision, right? Whether it concerns you or not, put it there. But when it comes to the goals, set the goals based on what is related to you. So what do I mean? You are single and you're hoping to get married within the next year or two. You're not going to be the man now, Abby. Maybe you're not in a relationship, maybe you are, but you're not the man. You can't force another human being to marry. But if you're in your house, oh, I'm an introvert, I don't like to this, I don't like to that, your goal can now be go out for an event once a month. You see, that's in your own control. The question now is, am I going to go to the movies? Am I going to take myself out for lunch? Am I going to attend the birthday party? The goal you have set for yourself is goal number 1, start going out, let people see you. Goal number 2, write out what I want in a spouse. Right? Those are things you can do. But on your vision board, if you're a handsome man, if you're a handsome somebody, with you put your picture, you cut your face and your picture, put it beside the handsome somebody. That's your vision board. See what I mean there? Or you want to, okay, let me do the same thing for some of the dreams that I'm seeing here. Someone wants to move out of their parents' house. I love this. Now, the question I'm going to ask you, Chiamaka, and you can answer it in the group if you have or not. Have you looked at what it would take to move out? Do you know what rent is like for you in the place? Have you decided where you want to move to? What kind of house you want to move into? How much it will cost? How would you furnish, at least minimally furnish the place? And what would your life be like if you do that? Because let me give you an example. You are living in Ikeja. Your job is in Ogba. That means you need to get a place that is within that vicinity. What's rent like? You see that? Do you want 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms? How can I gain this money? So those are the ways. Cynthia, did that help?
Yes. It did help.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now that we've written our visions, I know a lot of us have weight loss visions. It's always on my list. But I'll tell you something, and this is addressing when what you want doesn't happen. Break your goals down. If, for example, you achieve 3 out of 5, celebrate the 3. The other 2, reassess them. Ask yourself, do I still need to put it back on this my board? Or on this my goal list? Or do I need to update it? But celebrate the ones you've done. It's rare that people meet up 100% of their goals consistently. It's very rare. So celebrate effort and keep fighting harder. Trust me, if you're able to break down your goals along those 8 lines, those 9 lines, and map it out and keep it detailed, you are a focused person. So just keep pushing and keep adapting what you're trying to do. Okay, Chiamaka says, I want a place close to where I work. I have a vague amount, but want to narrow it down when I go to apartment window shopping, exactly during rainy season. See, you already have a plan. But you're not going to wait for rainy season to start putting away something. Because at least at a minimum, the house will not cost anything less than maybe 250K per month. I'm just throwing numbers out there. So you start putting monies down. If you wait for when you go window shopping to start, guess what happens? Time will just be going. Oh, I'm waiting for window shopping. Then you go window shopping. Then you go and start seeing the wala of all the houses, because trust me, especially if it's Lagos, that process is quite a process. But You are focused because that's what you want, right? I'm going to come back to this, your dream, when we're in vision boarding, and I'll tell you how you're going to inspire yourself. Now, your goals checklist. Once we finish this goals checklist, we're going into vision boarding. Now that so guess what? You dreamt, you wrote down all your dreams for 70-year-old self. Then you assessed yourself. Where am I today? Now, what do I need to do to take the next step this year? What can I do this year to take the next step? That's what goes on your goals checklist. So for me, for example, having Sunday lunches on Sundays as a family is on my goals checklist. It's always been on my goals checklist. I meet up with it every year. We're increasing. Last year we had to move it to Saturdays because one of my children was having catechism. But I always put it there. Why? Because I want it to be a culture. Remember I said I want to do matriarch of our family, big table, plenty people in my house, coming on Sundays, trooping in and out. So this is how it starts, right? Oh, I want to do date night. Oh, I want to make sure. So one of my big dreams is to run a marathon. I finally had the courage to put that dream down last year. And as I was writing, my hand was shaking literally because I used to tell myself I hate exercise, but I don't say that anymore. So do you see how you grow if you consistently do it? You will look back at when you set your first goal. That's your first life goals. And maybe 3 years, 5 years, 5 cycles. Let me say cycles, because again, I don't like to just limit it to years. You're going to look back at that person and be like, oh more, I was a baby then, sha. It's important. So write all your checklists for the different areas of your life. I want to be able to use tech, maybe only 6 hours of tech. Or I want to have a digital detox day once a week or once a month. Those are things that should be like your tech goal, right? And here, this is where this book ends. Well, the work part, the others are just notes and things you should know. But this is where we enter into our vision boarding side. You know why? Because what you've put on this checklist is what will go on your vision board. It might not even be all. You can pick even just one, or you can pick all. It depends on what inspires you. But that is what your vision board is. So let me give you an example. And I'm going to show you guys my vision board when we just start that stage. One of my dreams is to run a marathon, right? So I have a picture of a woman. She's looking slimmer. I cut her face out, put my face on her, and we are running. That's on my vision board. I want to speak in TEDx Lagos. So please, if anybody has connection in TED, I'm interested. I put it there on my vision board. I want to attend Commission Status of Women at the UN this year. So my vision board. I have some programs and courses that I want to launch this year. They are all on my vision board because those are the goals that I've set for myself this year. I have my family goals and all of that. You have connection with Ted. Sarah, I'm coming to meet you. Please say hi to me in the WhatsApp group. I'm writing your name down, though. Guys, if I didn't say this out, maybe I won't have one step next to my dream. See why it's important. If I didn't put it there, I won't be ringing the bells. And I've had this dream for a while, but this year I decided to commit. See how it works. See how it works. So please, this is inspiration for you to get on that vision board. And so, how many of us are ready to start vision board? If you're ready to start doing your vision boarding, let's start doing thumbs up, thumbs up. I'm ready, I'm ready. Ah, Olaya laughing at me. I don't hide again, though. Before I used to hide. Everybody's ready, good. How many of us have our cardboards? If you have your cardboards, just unmute your mic and say, yes, I want to hear the room echoing. Everybody's ready, ready. I love it.
Yes.
Great, great. How many of us are using Canva or any of those online things? If you have it, I want to hear it.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, if you're using Canva, right? I'm going to stop sharing this for a second. Yes. And I'm going to share my Canva. Okay, let me know when you can see it. Cool. All right, great, great, great. So just 1 second, I need to move it to the center of my screen again, like I do. Ah, okay, sorry, I need to share properly. So, share. I shared my screen instead of my app. Okay. So if you can see it again, just let me know. Great. Great, great, great. Now, guys, can you see me? This is my 2025 vision board. Who knows? Maybe by August, I'll change it again. And that's the beauty of this thing. As you grow, let your vision grow with you. In fact, not let, it will grow with you. That's it. It will grow with you. This is me in 2025. This is what I want to do in 2025. Yes, my vision board is open for all to see because I don't hide myself. I put it out there. Who knows? Maybe somebody will be there. So my intimacy goals, I want to have more date nights with my husband. We go out for dinners. I want to do more of that, right? My health, spiritual health. I love this app. It does. I need to make sure that I'm using it every day. So this is there to inspire me to remember. Remember what I said about running marathon? Can you see? She's there. Running with my face. I massacred the picture, put my face there so that it will show me that it's possible. This can be me. Great. I'm loving all these collaborations. Do you see? If you don't put it out there, right? If you don't put it out there, how do you meet people who can take you to the next level, right? LinkedIn, please, if you're not following me on LinkedIn, please go and follow me. I want to get up to 2,000 followers. I'm almost there to 1,000. So this year, I want to be very serious. I remember I told you guys I want to speak at TED Lagos. I got a picture from the stage where someone was speaking. If you zoom very closely, you see that this is my face. Great. Thank you very much, Ola. I will respond. I want to attend the CSW 69. I removed the picture of the person that was here and I put myself. Courses and books and apps and things that I want to release this year, they're all there. These are my friends who are like my sisters. We have promised ourselves this year, even if it's 2 nights, we're going to go on a small mini vacation. We need to learn to release. This is my big audacious business goal to generate $20,000. Might be small for some people, but it's big for me. So, and I put a barometer there. Every time I get somewhere, I'll put it. So CSW 69 is Commission on the Status of Women. So it's a body that the UN created. It's an event that the UN created to discuss the status of women every year. And it's one of the offshoots of the Beijing conference that happened in 1994, I believe. So I hope, no, 1990, right? When was that? Yeah. Yes, thank you all for helping me walk towards my dream. Thank you, Mobile. I see your post. You're welcome, Ola. One of our dreams is to be able to have our own home in the US, both as an investment and a long-term plan. We want to start working towards that this year. So this is that picture with my family in front of the house to keep inspiring me so that when I want to buy hair, I'll say, you know what, I will change it. Yes, it's not going to pay for hours, but at least to be a drop in the bucket. Maybe when I get to a certain level, I also do a barometer. Because so this is an example of what the kind of dream Cynthia was talking about. This dream is a dream it's a family dream. It's a dream between my husband and I, right? He has his own aspects of it. I have my own aspect. So if we don't work together, we're not going to achieve this dream. That means me, I must not fall his hand. Do you see? Now, this one is one that is very dear to my heart, this table. I have been dreaming throughout at least half of last year. I kept dreaming about a 20-seater table. square table. I actually saw myself. Yes, Beijing Conference, World Conference on Women. Yeah, exactly. Now, okay, 1995. Excellent. Thank you very much. Yes. So this table, it feeds my dream about having people around me. 20-seater. I don't know how many people have seen a square table, 20-seater. Why did I want a square table? Because I wanted us closer. I don't like that whole long table. One person's at one end, the other person's at one end. I have dreams of having cameras like in the chandelier so that we'll be able to have screens on each side of the dining room. My grandchildren, my children, my family can zoom in and we can all have lunch together at whatever time of the work they are. Maybe they're having breakfast, another person's having dinner. We're sure having a meal together with grandma. So that's that table for me, and it really speaks to my soul. I did tell you guys I was a people person, right? So that's there, and I know it's going to be there on my vision board for a very long time. But I want it there to remind me why I have to rejig my schedule to ensure that we have our family meals regularly. Right. Thank you. Please, can someone send that link? And that's my beautiful family. This is to keep me grounded and remind me that we need to stay united. We need to do stuff together. We need to pray together. So this is what my vision board looks like. And you can generate a vision board that looks like this easily. For those who have cardboard, if you've written down your goals for the year based on the indices, I put this circle here to just, I like my things tidy. I'm a bit OCD when it comes to where things should be. So this helps me. But it doesn't need to be like this. It doesn't even need to have the wheel. You can just have the pictures pasted there as long as the pictures make sense to you. Oh, you are great. Thank you. As long as the pictures make sense to you and they inspire you, that's what you want on your vision board. So please tell me, how many people like my vision board? Thank you. Yes, the organized part made me smile because I am, like I said, I'm OCD when it comes to organization. So that's my thing. It doesn't need to be this organized. It can even be one picture per page. Just have pictures where you can have them speak to you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And then for now, one thing I must say about vision boards, right? As I'm talking, right? Please start with your own vision board. If you want to put your camera on so that we can start working together, if you have questions, bring them up. You may not finish your vision board in this session, but I want you to be able to work on them. I've done all the preliminary work so that you know that what you're putting on this board is something that will really speak to your heart, right? I've told you what the goals are, how to get to go and you for, right? Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Dateme. Thank you, Ola. You'll be yes. Thank you. Thank you. Please cheer me on. God knows when I'll do it, but I'll sure do it one day. It scares me when I look at it, but it's no longer as scary as it used to be when I first thought about it. Right? And that's the beauty of a vision board. Put things that will scare you, that will stretch you. But after a while, you start getting comfortable with the idea that this is possible. And I tell myself that I'm eating healthier, I'm living healthier, I'm stronger, and I'm feeling it. I know what my milestones are to check this. This vision is a long-term vision, but the fact that I'm able to put it on the board says a lot to me. When I look at it, sometimes I smile. I said when I wrote it down last year, my hands were shaking. As I was writing, I was like, okay. I wrote I was like, am I sure? And I continued, right? Now, your vision board doesn't need to be big, audacious things all around. I have grown into this level. Remember, I said in 2021, I changed my vision board 3 times. Why? Because as I was growing mentally, physically, emotionally, 2021 was quite a very strong year for me. In fact, sorry, my vision board changed. I did my first one in Q4 2021. Then I changed it Q1 2022. Then I changed it again by middle of 2022. Yes, that's what happened. Because 2021 was a very strong year for me. That was when I experienced burnout. That was when I started working on the whole new school. And so based on the lessons I was learning, the way I needed to rejig my life, I now realized that I needed to prioritize properly. As you can see from my board, my vision board contains, yes, my work and contribution and self-image have a lot, right? They are the most choked, but I still have visions for every other aspect of my life so that my life is full, my life is happy. Do you get? I belong to another group called Life Hack. Life Hack will tell you that when you're doing your weekly planning or your schedule the important stuff first. Do you know what they call the important stuff? Sometimes, for most times, it's not work. Work is usually not the last, but down there. Schedule when you're going to have your family meal. So for me, for example, I hardly ever take any meetings on a Sunday because that's strictly family time. So when I'm doing my schedule, my family time is the first thing that goes on that schedule. Everything else will move around it. Do you get it? That's what allows me. Yes, confidence. Okay, so good. Let me see if I can show you my vision board. Let me show you this. This was one of my vision boards. Can you see this? You can see that there's something called Mandy's. There's Canada there. My dreams have adjusted from that time. But what I want you to notice, see the words. Can you see that? So that's the next thing I'm going to do on my own vision board. I might even do it while we're in this session. I put words that spoke to me. Resilience, survival, mind management. I want to be a woman of impact. I want to be a radiant light that can change the world by sheer encounter of me. Right? Can you see this healthy body, healthy life? It came up, see it here in this one. Can you see it here? Aha. So your vision boards can evolve. Connection, focus, courage, right? Now, where is the one where I remember when I did one of the vision, the one before, after this one, it had a big be brave, right? Because I realized that I was playing in faith with certain things. And so I put be brave to remind me to continuously be brave. So yes, Balale, you can put words that inspire you, right? You can put words. You see here, I put a picture of a slimmer looking me because all I wanted to do was be slimmer. But right now, I've realized that more than just being slimmer, I want to be healthier. I want to be able to run. So that's more than being slimmer. You see how we have grown from that, right? So, ladies, are we vision boarding? Are we doing our board? You didn't get the email from me. Check your spam. Okay, so I'm going to put the link to this workbook here simply because I know that this is not going anywhere. I would really appreciate it if you don't share it. If you want to share, please share the resources one. Just 1 second, I'm putting the workbook here. Right? Just keep trying. Stella, I put the link. Let me tag you here so that you have it. Okay, so that's the link to the actual workbook. Yes, Ola, look, we've all tried different things at certain times. Today might be vision board, it might be something, but don't give up. Don't give up. And I want to really say that if you do it this way, chances of you giving up will be rare. Because now you sat down and really thought about me. I don't do my vision board in 1 hour or 2 days. I sit down. I really let it wash over me. In fact, that life hack group where I am, they start triggering us to start thinking about our goals for the next year as early as November. So you don't crash into it. You just be thinking about it. When you think of something, you write it down. you think of something. Does that mean that you can't do it in one day? No, it doesn't. It just means that you need to sit down and really think, what do I really want? What would really make me happy this year? Even if it's one big thing and 3 or 4 small things, that's fine. Do you. Don't feel pressured that, oh, because if he's trying to get 3,000 followers on LinkedIn, yes, me self, I should try that. Why? Okay, why? What's your why for that? I've told you guys I want to be a thought leader in digital wholesomeness across organizations and across schools and individual lives. And I've strategically realized that I need to be in the LinkedIn space because that's where the corporates are. And that's why I want to have more followers. It's not because of the followers. I can have 1 million followers, but if I'm not impacting, but it's going to give me credibility. It's going to give me social credit. When people go to my LinkedIn and see that I have a significant number, it means that, oh, maybe this lady knows what she's talking about. So that's why I'm strategic about it. In fact, he said, since I went was after putting the vision board together, but this year, the left to get it by force. Yes, this is your life. If you don't take it by force, somebody will take it for you, right? So please do. But again, look at those visions that you are putting down. Don't just put down visions for putting vision's sake, right? Put things that really, you see, I've told you the story around every image on this board. I want you to be able to tell us stories about the images on your vision board. Hi, your hand is raised. Can you unmute yourself and speak please?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just the last couple of things you were saying, I was glad that you went back and kind of specified what you meant when you said you wanted to be a thought leader. Because I think I found that one of the challenges that I had in the very preliminary days of, building out vision boards and building out visions or goals was, for example, when somebody said, okay, I want to put be more confident on my vision board. The challenge that some of myself and some of my friends were having was being able to articulate what exactly does confident mean to you. Does it mean I'm a person who goes and gives speeches in front of people? Does it mean, I am facilitating meetings? Does it mean I'm dressing more confidently? That way, when you have those things broken out, understand what it means, then when I'm building my vision board, I know precisely what I'm looking out for in my life. Now, that doesn't mean at the end of the year, I am standing at TEDx and speaking. However, of all the things I've said confidence means to me, I can see 3, 4, 5 of them I've already achieved. So I'm working towards being more confident. I don't have to end the year being the lady who speaks in front of everybody, but I am getting towards it. So that's kind of, so if I found when you don't do that, is for example, when you said you wanted to get, more fitness goals, for example, what does that mean? That means I'm eating, more healthy meals every day. I'm walking at least 3 times a week or whatever. So when you start, I may not then have lost 50 pounds by the end of the year, but I can see that where I used to be very sedentary, now I walk 3 times a week. Where I used to just, have ice cream and cake every day, now I have it once a week and I'm doing okay. So at the end of the year, I'm seeing progress towards whatever that huge, audacious, hairy goal that I had before I started. I kind of think that, especially for the folks who are saying, I've done it before, it's very discouraging, I don't do it anymore. Sometimes that helps too. If you can just break those, gigantic things into little things and then be clear as to what it means to you. I want to, move out of home. Why exactly do you want to move out? Is it for independence? Is moving out the only way you gain that independence, or is there something else you're looking for? If you understand exactly why you want that goal, sometimes it helps you to find, more, maybe different ways of expressing your desire for that goal, and you end the year happier than if you just, had this huge buckets or whatever. But,
I love it. You're so right. In fact, when you mentioned it, I actually opened my goal sheet. I'm gonna flash it. So you see, you need to define what the matrix of each goal is. And it's good you brought it up because I forgot to mention that. You need to define what it is for you. Right? and you describe it so eloquently. If confidence is, oh, I need to say hi to 2 people a day, that's fine. That's what it is for you. Another person, it might be, oh, I need to be able to speak to 10,000 people today. That's fine. Here's our check. Sarah is asking, can we hold sessions like this every month to celebrate visions and accountability?
Yeah,
Well,
yes, I saw it. I saw the question, and I was thinking about it. It's actually not a problem. So far, we'll have people that will handle it, and everybody will turn up, and
yeah,
it actually be account. I mean, I was looking at asking after the end of this session on the group to ask if we are interested in having accountability partners. Maybe we should peer people, but I don't know if it won't turn messy or anything. So I just
yeah.
discarded these thoughts in my head that there's no need. Let everybody just focus on their goals. And but now that she's saying it again, we might just look into it. If you are going to come monthly, no problem. We are going to actually work towards it, and not like, oh, I forgot, I didn't want, I did. Is that okay? So things like that. But if you are going to be able to work towards it, then why not? We are open to it. It's fine.
So my suggestion would be to have, if people want to reach out to each other and have accountability, right? But to also now maybe quarterly, every 3 months. Because you see, the thing about goals is you need to also give yourself time to actually do the work. Yes, this thing about telling your folks goals. So let me finish what I was saying. You need to give yourself time to finish the work, to do the work. So if I'm feeling like I need 3 months to do something and we're already having 1 month, people are celebrating, I might feel stressed. But if you have an accountability partner, I loved when I saw those who were trying to get jobs in Netherlands pairing up and saying, let's work at this together. They can be accountability partners for each other. So please, if you have goals, some people have put out their goals there. If you're looking for accountability partners, mention it so that maybe someone might want to take it up. We can even have that conversation continued in the group, right? But I think this session should happen maybe once in 3 months. This is from my own personal experience because then you would have had enough time to do stuff. And so at all, you will come with progress report, even if you don't come with your goal. So I think, and then to address what M said, this thing is so important. My Niger people will say, if you tell your folks goals, village people will hijack it. Yes, it's because you're telling the wrong people your goals. And this is where the friendship part comes in, the intimacy part comes in. Some people are not married to their best friends due to life circumstances. It is what it is. So you're not going to make the situation worse by telling them your deepest desire. I'm sorry, I'm just being very real. Or you have friends who all of you just sit down and say, Nigeria is happening to us. You guys are just there thinking of all the bad things and all the what's in. And there are some people who are worried what. And look, even if you're a warrior, right? If you have a friend who uplifts you, if you know you're someone who naturally worries, you should actively be seeking for friends who look out for the best in things so that they can rub off on you. If you're someone who has your head in the cloud and you're dreaming all sorts of impossible things, you need to have some pragmatic people who are realistic so that they can bring you down a bit. So your goals should be shared with people who are in similar growth patterns with you. They may not be at the same place in life with you. You see those 2 ladies that I'm with, we've been friends for over 30 years. We're not in the same space life-wise. We have different life challenges, different things going on in our lives. But they are the 2 people in this world that I can tell every win, every wish, everything without feeling like I'm being judged or I'm like, they're not humoring me in the background or any of that. And that's a blessing for me. And I do not take it for granted. So I nourish those relationships. So yes, you see how everything plays out. Imagine you're going for all those big audacious goals, but your family life is messed up or you don't have healthy relationship. It will drag you down. It will weigh on you. And that's why you need to set goals in each aspect of your life. part of my goals. Okay, so I said I was going to flash my goal sheet. So I'm just going to flash it very briefly so that you can see how very detailed and please, don't be intimidated by this because I've been told that my goal sheet is intimidating. I remember I said I started working on goals in 2017. My 2017 goal sheet was not like this. So it's a process, right? Please, I need you guys to pay attention, right? So, guys, this is my goal sheet. Creating $1 million habits. That's my thing for this year. I have relaxed, God's got this. What's my mission? My life mission, my life vision is there. This healthy life blueprint is something that has been on my radar, so I put it there so I don't get it off radar. Then me at 17. So you see, what I was telling you guys is what I do. Do you understand? It's not a book, it's my life. I have all my goals for me at 70, the 2025 version of me at 70, because it might change in 5 years' time. What's my vision for the next 5 years? It's there. Then this is my 2025 vision, right? And these are my 2025 goals in summary. But see how I track? Daily, weekly, quarterly. So I come to this sheet every week and I tick off what I said, what works. Can you see that? And I've spelled out what I want in each area. I want to lose 10 kg. That is just eat a healthy meal once a day, walk 3 times a week, Saturday dance group because I want to dance more. Have a spa treatment once a quarter, weekly massages, where and when. So that means for me to do something about that. Journal, keep up with quarterly health checks. Can you see? So I've defined what it will take for me to lose 10 kg and feel more energetic and feel more flexible. So you need to break down your goals to those things. What do you want? What's my visibility goal? I want to be able to post 2 or 3 times. I want to attend. So I want to attend CSW because it's tied to something that is important to me. It's not just about going to the UN and taking pictures. I want to meet certain people. I want to have certain networks, right? Deepen my professional impact, continuous skill acquisition, pay my dues for the bodies I already belong to. Can you see that? My wealth goal, I want to have a will this year. It's part of it. My environmental goals, my friendship goals. Can you see? Hang out with friends monthly, catch up with 2 friends I don't speak to regularly every month. So every month I'm going to come and check it off. What are my work and contribution goals? So yes, ladies, you need to really, truly break it down. You need to break it down. It may not be as OCD as me. I know I am very, but you need to have, first of all, first level of accountability, self-accountability, before you bring the third party into it. So by the time I come here, and after this session is my weekly strategy session with myself. I bring out 1 hour on Fridays and I plan it out. And why do I do Fridays? Because again, the group I belong to, we do Friday planning so that your weekend is on disturbed groove. If you are partying, it's because it's already in your schedule. It's already there. You are not taking out of your groove to go and be planning. So I prefer Fridays. And then the other thing is that if it doesn't work on a Friday, then I have Saturday morning, right? So I map out my week. What do I want to do this week? What are the priorities for this week? And that's it. That's it. And if you love the level of granularity, right? I actually, based on my life experience, you will see from my resources page that I actually do have a planner that does that, right? So if you want it, you can go grab it. It breaks it down for you. You see the same things you see here every quarter. Then you have your overview of the month, and you can have your priorities for the day because you cannot have let me see if I can take up I want to do this very quickly because I want us to focus on what we're here to focus on. Hold on. None. Yeah, okay, so yes, welcome to my home office. As you can see, like I said, it's nothing very special, but it's a space that's dear to me. So see this, it breaks down your week into priorities and appointments. Notice that you don't have many priorities because you cannot have plenty priorities in a day. That means they're not priorities, they're to-do list. It talks about your affirmations, crystallizing my dream, your anchor prayer and verses. It tracks your habit and your inspired thoughts and your wins for the week, and then your gratitudes every day. So this is supposed to help you reinforce good habits. It takes you from the 70-year-old self like we started today. So this workbook is the beginning of this planner, right? And then you go into the planner and you use it every day, every week. So I sit down with this planner, look at my plans for the day, for the week, and I say, okay, this week I'm going to do this. I can't do this. I'm going to move this around so that I can have a happy and healthy, joyful life. Yep. So if you want it, you can hit me up, my DM, or you can check it out from my page. It is available globally. It's on Amazon as well for those who are out of the country. Yeah, so the same link where you had the workbook, the resources workbook, it's there. If you just scroll down on that page, you see it. And it came from the day I started working on this planner. As at that time, I had 5 different planners. I had a planner for this, I had a journal for this, and I was like, I can't continue like this. And I said, okay, you know what, let me try and do something for myself, and I'll just be writing it on my own paper. And when I did it and it worked for me, I said, you know what, let's put it out there. So yeah. How's our vision boards going? Has anyone done anything? Have we cut pictures? Have we put images on our Canva? Okay, so let me share my vision board back again so that you get more inspiration. Yeah, back up. So ladies, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Are we feeling tensioned? Are we feeling stretched? Are we feeling inspired? Are we feeling frustrated? Are we feeling confused? However you're feeling, please put it in the chat box. If you have more questions or comments, please let me know. Thank you, Bisala. I saw what you, I'm just checking my WhatsApp and in this. Thank you for posting in the group. You're inspired to work on your vision board this weekend. Love it. Very inspired, but I need to dream first to put my vision board. Yes, you need to. Dreaming, many of us adults today have lost the art of dreaming. If we call children now and say, what would be on your 2025 goal list of vision? They will have plenty things because they're already there. They already know they want this. Whether it's possible or not possible is for you to argue with yourself, but that they know what they want. But many of us are so bogged down by what we call the realities of life that we don't know how to dream anymore. And I know because when I went through my own wholeness experience, I realized that the iffy that I used to have dreams, even as a teenager, I always had a 5-year plan. And I had a dream for what I wanted to do. In fact, up until I think senior secondary school, in fact, up until I finished secondary school, if you ask me what I wanted to be, I would tell you I wanted to be a pediatric surgeon. It wasn't just I wanted to be a doctor. It wasn't that I wanted to be a surgeon. It was that I wanted to be a pediatric surgeon. Because I was so, I love the human body and the way the human body works. And I love children. And I wanted to be able to impact them. But as I got older, I realized that what I wanted more than anything was to have family life, family experience, and I knew my personality. I had a conversation with my mom after secondary school, and it really changed my thought process about how I saw myself. And that's why I went into IT, because I'm able to solve problems using tech, but I'm also able to control my time to a larger extent. Yes, I know all of us tech ladies are going to say, how are you controlling your time? But trust me, we're controlling our time better than doctors, except for this season where tech has exploded. But you see, we need to be in control. If you don't have this in front of you, you will get swallowed by whatever you put your mind to. Right? Let's go back to dreaming. Chamaka, glad to see you're feeling inspired. Stella, One more Emmy. I'm sorry if I murdered that name. Glad to see you're feeling inspired. Finally going to give the Notion and Evernote a go to organize my thoughts. Yay! I love Evernote is my thing. It's one subscription that I'm happy to pay for every year. I started with the free one, so there's still stuff you can do with the free one, but they will bug you with ads. I started before they used to aggressively advertise. But trust me, if you can afford to go for the subscription, you'll be able to bring. I plan everything in my life on Evernote. I plan conferences, I plan work, I plan parties, I plan like anybody that knows me knows I'm a planner. So people even borrow my planning notes. That's how that's how bad it is. And so Evernote is a lovely thing for me. Your world has become so small. It's time to start dreaming and journaling again. If I don't hear any other comments today, that has made my day. I'm happy when I hear people can dream again. Dream like your kid. And it's a muscle. A lot of these things are muscles. You just need to keep doing it. No matter how worried you feel, no matter how much dollar is increasing, no matter how much Trump has come and we are not sure where our future is, no matter what is going on in your part of the world, right? Dream. Because that's something that nobody can take away from you. Nobody. Nobody can take your dreams. And they were put there by God. Yes, quote me anywhere. Your dreams are put there by God. Sometimes the dream might not be for this season, but it's a dream for you. What you make of it is up to you. Nobody has monopoly over your dreams. So please start dreaming. I'm on this journaling thing. Maybe I'll hit you up and I'll learn. I've started journaling. Every year I start journaling. But somewhere down the line, I take it off or I fall off the journaling wagon. But this year, I'm going to be a bit more intentional. I put it in my list. Right? Where can you get the book? Do we order through any link? Okay, let me post the link again. Just 1 second. The same link that got you the workbook will get you the planner, right? And the workbook is free. The planner is for 15,000 naira and the different equivalents across your different countries on Amazon. So if you go to this, if you're okafor.com.resources, you will see, in fact, wait, let me just show you so that you see it. Okay, so I'm sharing. Yeah. Okay, so once you go to this page, you will see this. If you scroll down, you see this is the goal setting one. You put your name, your email, and declare that you're not a robot. It will send this goal setting workbook free of charge to your email. Whichever email you put here, it will send it there. This is another free book, Designing a Life That Is Whole. You can get that. It will help you with, thinking about balance and things you need to do to make sure you keep your life on track. Then another free one for parents, 52 inspirational affirmations. Now, this is the planner. So if you're in Nigeria, click on this. Disregard this new edition. It's not, well, you can pre-order it, but really there's no need. Nigeria, for those who are outside Nigeria, go to Amazon, you'll get it in different parts of the world. And you can always check me up for anything else. I'm in the H&T WhatsApp group, so you can always find me there to ask me questions, to DM me questions. Yeah. Okay. Has anyone started? Has anyone done any pictures? Anyone ready to share? Anyone have questions? We will be rounding up in a short while. Hilton Tech, do you guys have any announcements? Anything we need to work towards? Everywhere is quiet. You guys do such an awesome job. Yay, EP. questions? Are you serious? So many questions. You have me now.
Sorry, I was trying to find the thing to raise my hands up and I can find it, so I'll just speak if you don't mind.
Yes, please go ahead.
I think one of my biggest struggles in the last couple short while has been just being able to, I think I grew up liking to write. So writing out goals, visions, and things like that always kind of worked better when I had a
Sorry,
physical.
I can't hear you, so I'm just going to turn off my video for a second, just in case it's from my
Okay.
end. Sorry, could you start again?
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, much better, much better.
Awesome. So growing up, I used to prefer to write things pen and paper, whether that be in a diary, in a journal, in a planner, whatever it was, writing goals and things like that on paper form.
Yeah.
And then you grow and you progress. I've downloaded several different kinds of planners and journals that are supposed to work with my tech, because somehow I can't get back to writing again. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try a digital version of doing that, whether that be ticket. I can do the notes and the to-do lists on a phone or a tablet or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when you get more into, like journaling daily, or it's still so hard to do that digitally. So does
Yeah.
anyone know any resources where I can just dictate my daily notes? It's because I don't know what else to do. It just seems like
Yeah, I so feel you. So one of the things I do, which was a hack my friend taught me, was create a group with yourself on WhatsApp, or you can even create it with a friend and then take the friend out. Then that just leaves just yourself. And then you can go there and write your heart out. So it's private to yourself. Funny enough, as you were talking, I'm sure even Yanu must have been smiling when she was listening to you because I've been having a conversation. I actually want to develop this app, this planner into an app. I'm actually putting down together some paperwork so that I can put it in the group because I would love to work with one or two people in the group who can provide the services I need to be able to do an app because I can so relate to what you're saying. Even to get a planner that meets my needs, I had to develop one for myself. You get, I'm not jokes. The year I did it in 2023. Early 2023, I was working with Evernote, I was working with 4 physical planners, and I was running mental. Because every time I wanted to do something, I'll try to remember, okay, which one has this, which one has that. So I just put everything together in a physical book. But I also get you. We are in 2025. It's a tech world. We need things on the go. So yes, it is important. Even the planner I designed, I always stress it. It's not a daily planner in the sense that you're not supposed to spend more than 5-10 minutes on it daily. It's more like a strategy book where you sit down and strategize your wholeness group for the week, for the month, for the year. And then you just come back to it at the end of the every day or first thing in the morning, write your gratitudes for the previous day, check up what you need to check up and keep it moving. So it helps you keep everything in focus. But I want to be able to do an app that would, really help people plan themselves holistically. So yeah, that's actually, you see that? Can you see that? That's what it is.
Oh, awesome. Just one thing while you're doing it, let me be able to send a voice note to myself and let it transcribe it and put the note
I
down.
know, right? Very important. Look, I know. I know. Even I did that just this morning. I sent a voice note to myself on WhatsApp, and then I opened my phone's live transcribe and transcribed it into text. So I can really,
Yes.
truly relate with what you're saying.
That's great.
Yeah,
I'll do that. That sounds
yes,
great.
exactly. Evernote can scan the notes that you've written, the program automatically. Yes, it does. It does. I can testify to that. Like I said, it's one of my subscriptions that I really enjoy using, and I even know I'm not using it fully. So that when I showed you guys my goals, that was Evernote. In fact, I have the calendar version of that same 2025 goals where I've scheduled in, I've blocked out my calendar for the bulk of the year. I've identified my available coaching slots. I've identified my commitments. I did all that again on Evernote. And the beautiful thing is I can turn that into a template and use it over and over again. So yeah, there's so many things. I'm not here to market Evernote. It's just that when I see a big thing, I always talk about it. Yeah. Okay, ladies, so that we don't keep everyone here. It's been fun. It's been a pleasure to be able to do this. It's been an honor to be able to bless you guys with this. I will just be here for the next 1 or 2 minutes and then we round off. So if you have any more comments or questions, this is the time to do. You're very welcome, J-Bad. Yes, you should. You're welcome, Ola. Anyone else? Thank you, Hills on Tech, for giving me this opportunity. You guys really fed my soul today to be able to bless others with this. You are welcome, Folashade, Grace, Stella. Thank you, Stella. I'm glad you got value. Sandra, Mobolanle, you're welcome. You are very welcome. Sheyi, Chiamaka, you're welcome. You're all very welcome. Sarah, Mariam, you're welcome. All right, so ladies, now that we're ginger, don't lose this ginger. It wasn't by chance that we did this on a Friday. You have the weekend. Even if you're going out for a party, perhaps you want to consider delaying it for 1 hour and get started. The key is to get started. Once you get started, you'll realize that it's not as insurmountable as you think it is. Keep it simple. If you're good at Canva, then fine, go to town with Canva. If you're not, see, just get cardboard, pieces of paper, cut. You can Google the pictures, print them out, and put them there. Just keep it simple so that you don't make the process so tedious that you overthink it and then don't get started in the process. Recording. Hills and Tech, what's your response? One more MB. God, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this name. I'm so sorry. Thank you for blessing us. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Joan, you're welcome. And you are welcome. I'm glad that I was able to help reignite that spark. Someone reignited my own spark and it's been blazing for the last few years. I hope that it does the same for you too. Fadekemi, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Jules and Tech. Oh, thank you. Oh, bless you. Thank you so much. Hills and Tech, I'm out. Someone is asking if you're sharing the recording. I believe you said no. Someone had asked earlier. Is he here? I believe. Okay, ladies.
Hello, yes,
I can't hear them.
I'm
Okay,
here. I
great.
was trying to compile your testimonials. I was trying to take screenshots so that I can share
Thank you
with
very
you
much. Thank you. I really appreciate
comment.
that.
I was
Thank
trying
you.
to do that. Yeah. All right. So as regards the recording, yeah, it should be available. It should be
Great.
available. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this with us. I mean, these are the things that you would have normally charged maybe in millions for on a global stage. But you're doing this
Well,
for free. I mean, and you're not gatekeeping, you're not holding back on anything. So thank you so much. We truly appreciate. And we are going to go with your suggestion of having the quarterly accountability reports. So by the end of March, that will be the last Friday in March. Then we are going to convene again and find out where we've gotten to as regards our goal. So yeah, thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, and we really do appreciate. So do have a nice night. Thank everyone for staying back. We started with like 40 people, but now we have like maybe 19 thereabouts in class now.
yeah,
So thank
people
you
have been
for
dropping
waiting
out in the
behind.
last few minutes.
Yes, people have dropped off. So thank you for waiting behind. Thank you so much. We are truly grateful. So everyone, do have a nice night and do enjoy yourself. Please make me the host so that I can end the meeting. Thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone. And if you're looking for accountability partners, simply put a message in the group that you are doing this and you would love someone to help you. I mean, we've had this experience, so I imagine that people will pick it up. Okay, post. Yeah. Okay, Hills and Tech, back to you guys. Good night, everyone. See ya.
Good night. Thank you very much.
You're all welcome, Falashadi.